जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा। जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय जय कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन जय यशोदनंदना जय व्रज जनरंजना जय व्रज जनरंजना जय जय यमुनतीरवनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी 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 जय जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय जय गोपी जनवल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी जय जय यशोदनंदना जय व्रज जनरंजना जय व्रज जनरंजना जय जय यमुनतीरवनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी। जय श्री श्री राधा माधव की, श्री श्री राधा वृंदावन चंद्र की, श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय, श्री श्री गौर निताय की जय, ग्रंथराज श्री श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, शील प्रभुपाद की जय, शील गुरुदेव की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि 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 बोल। वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। Six 17:29, right? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेष भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी। We are reading from Canto 6, Chapter 17, verse number 29. देहिनां देह संयोगात् द्वन्द्वानीश्वरलीलया सुखं दुःखं मृतिर्जन्म शापोनुग्रह एव च। देहिनां देह संयोगात् द्वन्द्वानीश्वरलीलया सुखं दुःखं मृतिर्जन्म शापोनुग्रह एव च। देहिनां देह संयोगात् द्वन्द्वानीश्वरलीलया सुखं दुःखं मृतिर्जन्म शापोनुग्रह एव च। प्रभु देहिनां देह संयोगात् द्वन्द्वानीश्वरलीलया सुखं दुःखं मृतिर्जन्म शापोनुग्रह एव च। देहिनां देह संयोगात् द्वन्द्वानीश्वरलीलया सुखं दुःखं मृतिर्जन्म शापोनुग्रह एव च। देहिनां देह संयोगात् द्वन्द्वानीश्वरलीलया सुखं दुःखं मृतिर्जन्म शापोनुग्रह एव च. Mataji's देहिनां देह संयोगात् द्वन्द्वानीश्वर लीलया सुखं दुःखं मृतिर्जन्म शापोनुग्रह एव च. देहिनां देह संयोगात् द्वन्द्वानीश्वर लीलया सुखं दुःखं मृतिर्जन्म शापोनुग्रह एव च. Dehinam, of all those who have accepted material bodies. Deha samyogat, because of contact with the material body. Dvandvani, dualities. Ishvara Leelaya, by the supreme will of the Lord. Sukham, happiness. Dukkam, distress. Mritihi, death. Janma, birth. Shapaha, curse. Anugraha, favor. Eva, certainly. Cha, and. Translation and purport based doing is Abhay Charana Aravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Please repeat. Because of the actions of the Supreme Lord's external energy, the living entities are conditioned in contact with material bodies. The dualities of happiness and distress, birth and death, curses and favors are natural byproducts of this contact in the material world. Purport is here. In Bhagavad Gita, we find Mayadhyakshena Prakritihi Suyate Sa Characharam. The material world works under the direction of the goddess Durga, the material energy of the Lord, but she acts under the direction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is also confirmed in the Brahma Samhita 5.44. Srishti Sthiti Pralaya Sadhana Shakti Reka Chaye Vayasya Bhuvanani Bibharti Durga. Durga, the goddess Parvati, the wife of Lord Shiva, is extremely powerful. She can create, maintain and annihilate any number of universes by her sweet will. But she acts under the direction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, not independently. Krishna is impartial, but because this is the material world of duality, such relative terms as happiness and distress, curses and favors are created by the will of the Supreme. Those who are not Narayana Parayana, pure devotees, must be disturbed by this duality of the material world. Those who are not Narayana Para, pure devotees, must be disturbed by this duality of the material world. Whereas devotees who are simply attached to the service of the Lord are not at all disturbed by it. For example, Haridas Thakur was beaten with cane in 22 bazaars, but he was never disturbed. Instead, he smilingly tolerated the beating. Despite the disturbing dualities of the material world, devotees are not disturbed at all, because they fix their mind on the lotus feet of the Lord and concentrate on the holy name of the Lord. They do not feel the so-called pains and pleasures caused by the dualities of this material world. Jai Srila Prabhupada Transcendental Purports ki Jai. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmelitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakkanvitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपा तमहं वन्दे श्री गुरुं दीनतारिणं। श्री परमानंदमाधवं श्री चैतन्यमीश्वरं। नमो विष्णुपदाय विष्णुभूताय
Hare Krishna.
नमस्ते सारस्वती।
Today we have a great fortune that we have with us His Grace Kalachakra Krishna Prabhu. So Kalachakra Krishna Prabhu has been very good friend of all many devotees in Pune. He has come after a long time. So I wish to introduce him briefly. So Prabhuji has been introduced to Krishna consciousness over 25 years back. So he was initiated in 2001 by His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj in Minneapolis. Since then, he has been personally trained and especially in Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, personally practicing and preaching all over the world. And he runs an online forum called Granth-Raj, where thousands of members are there in that forum. So every day one Srimad Bhagavatam class will be sent online. So many devotees, before going to their offices, those who are staying in the home, so go through that Bhagavatam class literally, and it helps to keep their consciousness upright throughout day. And also based on those classes and forum, he has published 4 books, volume, Granth-Raj Srimad Bhagavatam, that is a Granth-Raj forum, Srimad Bhagavatam Practice, Pearls Wisdom, and many other books. And he is personally a very good example by in his IT professional. So let us welcome him to our Shri Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra Mandir by chanting Hare Krishna Mantra. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare. Also we have a very great fortune to have with us Srila Prabhupada, very senior disciple, Her Grace Mahaguna Mataji, accompanied by Shameshwari Madhavi Devidasi. So Mataji met Srila Prabhupada in 1970 in Tokyo, Japan, and later she got initiated by Srila Prabhupada in 1972 in Los Angeles. She got married to Satyadeva Prabhu, who currently stayed in San Francisco. So she was most inspired by Srila Prabhupada's compassion and love for all living entities, and also Srila Prabhupada's affection she personally received, and association of devotees had inspired her to stay in ISKCON and also preach the message of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So let us welcome Mataji to Shri Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra Mandir by chanting Hare Krishna Mantra.
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Please bless us to glorify Prabhupada and Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna. It's a Maryada Vyatikrama to speak in front of senior Vaishnavas. Senior both in Vayavriddha and Jnanavriddha. And please forgive me for this. I come here for my selfish interest, because when I come here I get so much, I told Prabhuji also that my energy doubles, when I come here, seeing all of you so enthusiastic. And this is really non-different from Golok Dham. In fact, I would say even better. I was just thinking in the morning when I was taking darshan of Radha Vrindavan Chandra. I don't know, it may be my imperfection, but when you go to Golok Vrindavan, Jai Shri Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra ki Jai, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani ki Jai, Shri Gaurnita ji ki Jai. I think they heard talking about her. So I was just thinking that, even if you go directly to Golok Vrindavan and see Krishna, I'm not sure if they will be as beautiful as Radha Vrindavan Chandra. Please forgive my offense, but they are so really gorgeously beautiful. Mainly because of Krishna is beautiful because of his devotees. Krishna is glorified because of his devotees' glories. That's why you see Yashoda Nandana we sing in our players and Radha Madhav and all. Yashaha dadati iti Yashoda. That's a term Yashoda means. So, without Yashoda, Krishna is nothing. Without Radha, Krishna is nothing. So, Yashoda is giving Yash to Krishna. If there is no Yashoda, then Damodar pastime is not there. Right? If there is no Yashoda, there is no Trinavarta pastime or Putana pastime, anything else. So that's why Krishna is Adin, Aham Bhakta Paradino. He tells to Ambarish Maharaj, no? Paradhin, I am completely a slave of my devotees. I don't have any independence at all. So let's really, it's a beautiful day, and thank you so much for the opportunity to glorify Srimad Bhagavatam in the glorious Radha Vrindavan Chandra Ki Dham. So we will start with this beautiful shloka. Now, this chapter itself is a very intriguing chapter. How many of you felt it's very intriguing? More like you will get lot more questions, right? If you, isn't it, Prabhu? Don't you think you'll get lot more questions and why can't it be like this? Why it is like this? Huh? So when more questions come, it means we are reading Bhagavatam attentively. So this chapter is very nice, really, because it gives rise to many questions. Every chapter actually gives rise to many questions. Parishit Maharaj chapter you take, or Dhruva Maharaj chapter you take. Everywhere it gives rise to many questions. And if we attentively go through with full focus, then we'll get the answers also there only. That is why there is a nice chapter in Bhagavatam, second canto, right? I think it's the last chapter of the second canto, 10th chapter. The title is Bhagavatam is the answer to all the questions. Not only the questions coming from Bhagavatam, but even outside also, whatever questions you get, you come to Bhagavatam, you'll get the answers. You don't have to go to anywhere else. You have to either go to Bhagavatam, book Bhagavatam, or a person Bhagavatam. So either of these. That is why we always say do service to either of them, right? If you see this particular verse, these set of verses are spoken by Lord Shiva to Mother Parvati just after the incident of Mother Parvati cursing Chitraketu. We know that Chitraketu was going around and then he saw Mother Parvati and Lord Shiva sitting together in the front of so many sages. And they were, with sages, what they will do? They will study Bhagavatam. Like here we cannot sit and play some these games or anything here, right? Or talk about anything else. We have to talk about Krishna. Otherwise, we won't be able to sit here. So that's why this place is meant for. So Kailash is meant for Bhagavatam. So Lord Shiva is very interesting. He talks to people, only those who are accepting things without any doubts. No samshaya. That is why he knows in Kailash nobody asks doubtful questions. They ask questions to increase their faith and devotion to Krishna, but not with a doubtful or challenging mood. Right? So that is why Shiva is always glorifying Krishna in Kailash. But in the material world, he doesn't come to any other place. He only is placed in the funeral grounds and crematorium and all. Right? That's where he stays. Why? Because here we are all full of doubts. There, whoever is there cannot ask doubts. They are already gone under the ground. They are just ashes. So they can't ask any doubts. So he says, you all through your life you are asking useless questions. Now at least ask questions to increase your devotion to Krishna. So he is so amazing that this pastime is enacted to glorify all three of them. All of them. Not only all three of them, even the sages there. Everybody is glorified in this entire chapter. If we scrutinizingly go through each and every characters, the way they behave, the way they respond to the situations, it's very glorious. And that's what gives us the eagerness to relish this chapter even more. Right? So you see, everybody responds to the situation. We also try to respond to the situation. And our questions come mostly like, is Parvati right in cursing Chitraketu? Because Prabhupada writes purport in that, supporting that argument also, or in the other way also. Then is Chitraketu right in commenting on Lord Shiva? There also Prabhupada goes this way and that way. And you'll end up seeing, Prabhupada, what are you trying to tell us? But the thing is, at the end of the day, Prabhupada is covering all the points and all the doubts in our thing, and he makes it all crystal clear. No doubts at all will come at the end of this chapter. Everything will be crystal clear. Because the Sakshatkar, Atma Sakshatkar we say, we will realize Krishna through each one of them. Right? See, that's why Prabhupada's purports are so revealing and enlightening. Some of the things which are not very clear will also be revealed so beautifully by Prabhupada's Vani, here. See the translation, you see this thing. Because of the actions of the Supreme Lord's external energy, the living entities are conditioned in contact with the material bodies. The external energy is there, but we are conditioned in contact. When we say Brahma Samsparsham, we get Sukhena Brahma Samsparsham, Atyantam Sukham Ashnute. But when we get the Samsparsham of Maya, then we start getting this illusion, doubts, all these samshayas, everything will come. So we have to see whose touch we are getting. Right? Then he goes for the dualities of happiness and distress, birth and death, curses and favors are natural byproducts of this contact in the material world. This is the most beautiful thing. He's referring to the words contact. We all have our contacts in the list. Thousands of contacts in our phone. Who all we get in touch with. Right? So that we have to see. Wherever we have this opportunity to just to go and get the sense gratification done, if you contact with those people too much, then we will be in duality. If we get in touch with people with whom we can have a seva bhav, or exhibit our seva bhav, then Krishna will give us the opportunity to become more and more happy. That is the whole idea. And subtle things will come out. From Chitraketu, he is not an ordinary person. He got instructed and initiated by Narada Muni and Angira Muni. And then he became so perfected just by chanting the shlokas given by Narada Muni that he even got darshan of Sankarshan, Lord Sankarshan. And then he is going around everywhere and he is chanting the glories of the Lord. And when he comes to Kailash, he is seeing Lord Shiva and he is speaking. Some of the things which he spoke, it can be taken either way. So Shiva himself did not take it personally as an offense. He just smiled. But Mother Parvati took it as an offense. Even the sages didn't take it as an offense. If you see every single purport, Prabhupada will like beautiful highlight lines will be there. Now, do you want to see Mother Parvati as a person who is actually cursing Chitraketu out of her say attachment to Shiva or things like that? No, actually Prabhupada gives a very, very beautiful line for us to engrave. Wherever in all your home, you can just engrave those lines in our home, just to understand where the Sukha, Dukkha and all these things are coming from. Just if you just trace back to 17th verse in this same chapter, you will see these lines, beautiful lines. He's saying, Prabhupada writes towards the end of that, see, if you see this last two lines, where did you have that? Oh, the thing went off? I thought that screen is still there to, somebody was browsing. Anyway, you have your own screens, smartphone screens. So look into that. Last four lines of that 6:17, if you see, that gives the complete understanding of this entire chapter. What is exactly happening? Because in this verse, Chitraketu is telling that, my dear mother, with my own hands folded together, I accept the curse upon me. I do not mind the curse, for happiness and distress are given by the demigods as a result of one's own past deeds. He is accepting this as his past karma. Right? So, you see these last four lines, how nicely Prabhupada is writing. Acting through the heart of Parvati, please read this carefully. Acting through the heart of Parvati, the Lord, who is situated in everyone's heart, cursed Chitraketu in order to end all his material reactions. Thus Chitraketu became Vritrasura in his next life and returned home back to Godhead. Now who is cursing? Can you read did you pay attention to that line? First part. Acting through the heart of Parvati, the Lord, who is situated in everyone's heart, cursed Chitraketu. So how can we blame Mother Parvati for cursing Chitraketu? Can we? No. Right? So this is how, whatever doubts you may have, but Shiva is telling Parvati, you are wrong in cursing Chitraketu. Shiva can tell, but we cannot tell. Shiva, see, somebody is telling his wife, you are wrong. That is he has a right to tell that. But can I go and tell, hey, you are wrong to that Mataji? We have to understand it properly, Just because Shiva told Parvati, everybody can tell Parvati is wrong. No. Just because Parvati is cursing Chitraketu, everybody can't curse Chitraketu. No, that is not possible. So, this is Bhagavatam really, we should not. So that is why this particular line itself gives the entire message for this chapter. Who is cursing whom is not our things to judge. Everything is happening by the will of Krishna. Parikshit Maharaj saw the same thing. Nirveda mulo dvijashaparupo yatra prasakto bhayamashu dhatte. He is saying beautifully, Nirveda mulo dvija shaparupo. Krishna, in order to, I am so much attached to my wealth, everything, that Krishna didn't find any other cause, any other way to detach me other than coming through this, in the form of this Brahmana's curse. Krishna is coming in the form of this Brahmana. So I don't want to reject him. I want to accept him. That is why he didn't tell Krishna that you saved me from the womb, from the Brahmastra in the womb. Why are you not saving me from this Brahmastra? This Brahmana is also throwing astra. I want to know. Yatra prasakto bhayam ashudate. He thought that only by showing the fear of death, he can detach me. So he is doing this. These are all the way the devotees are humble and meek. And the moment they are humble and meek, then Krishna reveals the whole thing. See, even in our Jaya Vijaya pastime also, you see Krishna and Vishnu doesn't come out until both of them realize their mistake. See, he is there, he is waiting, he knows what is happening. I mean to say, he comes, but he doesn't reveal the ultimate truth until both of them realize their mistake. First, what happens, the doorkeepers, they are standing there, the Kumaras come, they stop, and Kumaras become angry and they curse, and immediately they fall at their feet and they offer obeisance. Then, when the Lord comes, the Kumaras, they smell the tulasi, and then they feel the transcendental experience, anubhav of Lord Vishnu. And then their mind changes. That anger, whatever they had, it went away. Then the Lord starts speaking in a very humble way. I am extremely sorry. These servants of mine, they offended you, but actually it is my offense. See it as my offense. I didn't train them properly, like that. Then they are bewildered. How can Lord be so humble? Right? Then they become humble. They feel that we are so much papi that we should be getting the same curse that we gave to them. You should give to us, or they should give to us, so we should also be cursed. We are not at all worthy of being called devotee. And the doorkeeper, the Jaya Vijay also, they were also falling at the feet of Brahmanas and to Krishna and saying, we are at fault, we didn't realize the greatness of Brahmana. Because he is telling, whoever is offending Brahmanas, if it is my own hand also, I will cut it off. Lop off my own hand. Then they realize the importance. And both of them become humble. Then Krishna says, it is all my drama. This is the thing, Ishvara Leelaya. He says, this verse has that word, Ishvara Leelaya. So this is Ishvara Leela. So until we come to that humility platform, Krishna will not reveal the actual, in other words, you will not get the realization. Realization means Krishna. So in realization, Krishna must be present. I cannot say, I went here, I did this, I went there, I did this, I gave nice realization. No, this is all Atma Shlaga, they call it. Even in the name of Bhagavatam and preaching, we will do Atma Shlaga, means self-glorification. I went here, I went there, I did this, I did that, so many people I have, so many people are under me, they are all doing this much. This is all nonsense. Krishna will not be there at all. So this is the cause where we end up being disturbed. See, in this verse, if you see, in every purport, if you have to read through that purport, in many purports, this is a very interesting thing to understand, note one point there. If there is some point that he is going to center around that entire message, he will use that word very repeatedly. In our previous verse purport, if you see, that Narayana's parasarve na kudaschana bibhyati. There, he would have used this word excellent and excellence and excel too many times. I don't know if you have noticed that. Devotees by their service, service is excellent, and devotees by their service, they are also excellence like that. In this verse, if you see, you use too many times the word disturbed. We all, that is the word you should focus on, because Prabhupada is trying to give a very important message here. The disturbance means illusory energy. Here he is talking about the illusory energy. How happiness, distress, good, bad, all this correct, wrong, these things are dualities. So the dualities are giving rise to disturbance. So with this we have to understand why there is some little disturbance happened in Kailash. Now, when we are disturbed and we are not with Bhagavatam, we disturb others. When others disturb us and we are not with Bhagavatam, we are disturbed. This is the problem. If others disturb us and we are with Bhagavatam, Bhagavatam means Bhagavatam consciousness, Krishna consciousness, then we will not be disturbed, how much ever it may be. You understand? Daksha cursed Narad Muni. Narad Muni is not at all disturbed. Right? Durvasa Muni cursed Ambarish Maharaj. Ambarish Maharaj was not at all disturbed. Isn't it? So Shiva was also sitting there when Parvati is cursed, he did not get disturbed, and Chitraketu was also not disturbed. But the thing is, when that one little bit of thing may be there, whatever it may be, but that also, here Prabhupada corrects, saying Krishna was very disturbed, Krishna was worried that this Chitraketu is not coming back. It's like this, very simple example if you have to say, suppose some child is playing in the ground for a long time. The mother is telling a time for you to come for dinner prasadam. What they will do, they will go and say, hey, come on, why you are playing so long? Come here, you have to have dinner, you have to sleep, you have to have prasadam, all these things. Right? Or you have to do your homework. Right? Otherwise the child will keep on playing. So Krishna found that, Chitraketu should be coming back to Golok Vrindavan. And he is just going around here, there, Vidyadharas, this, where, that, where. You may be doing some glorification, whatever, but you come back soon. So there, no karma is attached. It is Krishna's will. That is why this will of the Lord, Ishvara Leelaya, by the will of the Lord. This whole thing happened with the will of the Lord. Chitraketu, but the thing is, it will be revealed to us that it is will of the Lord only when we accept our mistake. Parikshit Maharaj also, Krishna says, Prabhupada says, he wanted to come back. He wanted Parikshit Maharaj to come back soon. So that is why he arranged this problem. Now, for Chitraketu also the same thing. He wanted him to come back soon to his Goloka. He wanted him to come there. So that is why he is cursing. But the thing is, the devotee himself should not feel that way. He said, no, it is not my karma. You should never feel like that. I am perfected. That is the disturbance. That will be the disturbance. So we should never put ourselves in a situation where we are disturbed by the surrounding conditions. That is the message. Things can happen. There can be unexpected things can happen. But that unexpected thing should not disturb us. Disturb our consciousness or the flow of our seva. Flow of our seva should be like the flow of the Ganga. It doesn't get disturbed. Keep on Gangeva Ghamudanvati. Right? Today something goes off, finish. Everything has to go off one day anyway. Right? We say we are thinking that everything will stay with us. No, that will not happen. So Prabhupada gives a beautiful message in this thing. Now the disturbance, why it is happening, this you have to connect to the previous verse, how it ends. In the previous verse, how beautifully it is ending here, you see, that Narayana Parasarve na Kutaschana Bibhyati. If you see that, he's saying beautifully that devotees solely engaged in the devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, never fear any conditions of life. For them, the heavenly planets, liberation, and the hellish planets are all the same. For such devotees are interested only in the service of the Lord. This is the connection. When you are always in the seva, you will never be disturbed. This is the message. The moment you are out of the seva, these dualities will engulf you and you will be disturbed by that consciousness. So that is why seva bhav should always be there. When we are discussing this Bhagavatam, this is a seva, and this inspires us to do more seva. We become more energetic to do seva. Early morning since 4 o'clock we are doing seva. 3:30, 4 o'clock onwards we are doing seva. But we are so much energized. Who will do from 3:30 simply running around, dancing, going here, going there, falling down? Then, and you see, after doing all this, you get wonderful prasadam. Right? Prasadam adhikachati. Right? Raga dvesha vimuktaistu vishaya indriyaischaran atma vashyar vidhyatma prasadam adhikachati. That prasada is sarva dukkhanam hanirasya upajayate. Then you become prasanna chetas. Right? Buddhi paryavatishtate. These two slokas are the best slokas for prasadam. But but Krishna doesn't say kichadi prasadam there. Everything that comes in our life is a prasadam. Here Chitriketa accepts the curse as a prasadam. Because prasadam means Prabhu's sakshat darshan. Prasada. That darshan can come in any form. Here it comes in the curse form. In somewhere else it will come in rasgulla form. If you take more of that rasgulla form, it will become to indigestion. That is also prasadam. So this prasadam is always to give others. If you have 20 rasgullas, you give it to everybody, you will not get indigestion. But if you take all the prasadam yourself, then you will get indigestion. Right? So this is the thing. The disturbance is caused by our deviations and distractions. Right? When we are, and deviation and distractions put us in dualities and we end up in disturbance. All D. Right? That is the thing we have to really understand. That deviation, this is the thing where Narad Muni also gives a beautiful advice to Vyasadeva in the 5th chapter of 1st canto, 1.5.14. We can recite this together. Tatonyata kinchana yad vivakshataha kinchana yad vivakshataha pritag drishas tatkrita rupa namabhihi na karhichit kwapi chaduhstita matir labhe tavata ahata nauri vaspadam. It's a beautiful verse to understand. Vyasadeva himself was disturbed. Krishna himself is disturbed if he is not with Bhagavatam. How can we be peaceful if we are not with Bhagavatam? Understand? Vyasadeva is Krishna's incarnation. He himself is disturbed because not writing Bhagavatam, not glorifying Krishna. So tato anyata kinchana, little bit also. Yad vivakshataha, anyata. Outside of Krishna, little bit also you try to meditate on, that will disturb you. Pritak drishas, because it is pritak drishas. You are seeing that as separate from Krishna, independent of Krishna. You see that? Anything that happens to us, you see it as Krishna's arrangement. Vibhu tara hukam bina, banena koi pan bina, they say in Gujarati. Right? Vibhu tara hukam bina, without your hukam, not a single blade of grass, nothing works in this world. Everything happens by your arrangement only. Right? He says, Tato anyata kinchana yad vivakshata pritak drishas. Pritak drisha, when you see something as separate from Krishna, that reacts in that independent form. Tat krita rupa namabhihi, in the form of some shape and in the form of some nama, in the name. Like, suppose you are seeing something as separate from Krishna. Right? That name itself will bewilder you. Oh my God, he is too much. Suppose you are seeing some devotee is very, you are afraid of some devotee. The name of that devotee itself you will start shaking. Or if you see the picture of the devotee, you will feel like punching him or something. Right? Or somebody tells good about him, you want to punch that person also. The devotee who is telling good about that person also. Right? You just don't want to hear anything other than your conviction, whatever conviction you have. But that is the pritak drisha. That is what is pritak drisha. And it reacts. And the whole day, the moment that person glorifies this your enemy, the whole day both the enemy and that glorifying person will be occupying your mind. No Bhagavatam will be there. Because we are doing pritak drisha. We are seeing them separate from Krishna. If you see, they are also Krishna's anga only. They are coming to give us some nice little instruction. Then we will see it as our purification, as some source of purification. That is why pritak drishas tat krita rupa namabhihi na karhichit kwapi cha dustita mater. Because we are deviation and distracted, we are in duality, we are disturbed by even small things. See, the example given is so beautiful. Labeta vata ahata naur ivaspadam. Nauhu means boat. See, boat is very heavy, no? If you put it in the sand, you can't even shake it. You need 10 people to take it out, correct? But if you put that same thing in the water where there is no resting place, Iva aspadam. Aspadam means resting place. No, if there is no resting place, anchor is not there, it is not anchored, then even the slightest breeze will shake it. Dhuhstita. We should not be dhuhstita. Dhuhstita means where we don't have any support. We are on the ground, we are sitting peacefully. If I lift you up and then leave it there, what will happen? If somebody lifts you up and then you fall off from there, you will feel worried, you will be afraid of that situation, right? So same thing, we need to be anchored at the lotus feet of Krishna. As long as our mind is not anchored at the lotus feet of Krishna, it will hanker. And then it will treat everybody as enemy. In Hindi we say enemy means, what do we say for enemy? Dushman. There itself man is there. Dushman. Man is the actual dushti. Dushta man. So that man is dushta and it calls everybody is dushta. We should not, that is why we should go from dushta man to tushta man. If your man is tushta, then there is no dushta. Right? So we should, Narad Muni was actually tushta mana gatasprukha. That is why he had no enemies. Vimadaha vimatsaraha. Because he had tushta mana, he had no pride, no envy. Envy means enemy, no enemy at all. So we should learn how to anchor at the lotus feet of Krishna. That is what Chitraketu did. Immediately when he saw that, now I am not going to, it's an uncertain situation, I am not going to seek Krishna anymore, then, serve Krishna anymore, then he will be disturbed. But he is taking it very gracefully, because now it is an opportunity to serve. So that labeta vata aghata naur ivaspadam, Prabhupada writes at the end of the purport so nicely, the disturbed condition is due to the disturbed condition due to the selection of the object. Exactly, if you read that line, Prabhupada ends that purport 1.5.14 beautifully. Disturbed condition of the selection of the object. Right? What does he say that? Disturbed condition of the selection of the object. See, this is why we should be very grateful to Prabhupada. Even if you go all over the world and pay millions of times pranams to Prabhupada, Dandas Prabhupada is not enough. Because he didn't write disturbed condition of the object. He said disturbed condition of the selection of the object. Selection is in whose hand? Our hand. So the object may be whatever it is. Right? Shiva had so many good qualities. Right? If Chitraketu would say, you are such a great person, then you will not be disturbed. Right? He say, such a great person, but you are doing like this, that is disturbed. He is seeing the something of that of Lord Shiva. You are such a great person, you are sitting with the bhutas and pishachas. You put it in a little belittling way or some different, in the way, then you are disturbed. So disturbed condition of the selection of the object means you have selected something of that object which may or may not be there, but because of our dushta mana, right, we select something from there, that is actually disturbing us. You understand? That object is not disturbed, but our selection of the object is disturbing us. This is where we should be very, very careful in understanding this. Anyamscha dosha guna chintanam ashu muktva. See, our Atmadeva in Bhagavat Mahatmya, this our Atmadeva is there. He has his son Gokarna and Dundukari. Dundukari is a very bad person. Gokarna is a devotee, pure devotee. So Atmadeva is also pure devotee, but he is disturbed by this Dundukari's thing. Then he wants to be frustrated, he wants to go to the forest. At that time our Gokarna advises to our Atmadeva what he should do in the forest. See, nice beautiful verse. Dharmam bhajasva satatam tyajalotka dharman. Dharmam bhajasva satatam. Dharmam bhajasva means always do devotional service. Go glorify Krishna. Satatam. In the forest also you do this, he is saying. Tyaja loka dharman. Give up all the other loka dharma. That look at this person, look at that person. He is like this, he is like that. No. What are you? That is what you think first. Then he is telling, Sevasva sadhu purusham, jahi kama trishnan. Sevasva sadhu purusham. I say, in the forest, how will you find sadhus? No, you think about them. Even by thinking by them, you can glorify, and that is also seva. It is not that you have to physically go and do the seva. There are two kinds of seva that is in this shloka, just like Nashta Prasha. Please listen, so very careful, beautiful verse this is. Sevasva sadhu purusham jahi kama trishnan. When you do the sadhu purusha seva, don't hanker for, I want this, I want that. Chitraketu also, he was doing seva to the sadhus, but he wanted a child for his sense gratification. It led to problems more and more. If he had simply asked that time only, give me transcendental knowledge, then he would have not gone through the whole thing. But that is also for our lesson only. So second line is sevasva sadhu purusham tyajal jahi kama trishnan. Then he is saying, anyasya dosha guna chintanam ashu muktva. In the forest, who will be there to come and disturb him? But he is saying, even if you go to the forest, don't think about all these people here, there, etc. Don't think about Dundukari sitting there. Dundukari will be sitting with you there also. In the mind, he is sitting there. Anyasya dosha guna chintanam. Don't think of others' dosha. The more you think of others' dosha, you will be absorbed in that dosha. Right? So, anyasya dosha guna chintanam ashu muktva. Immediately give up that mentality. Without giving up that mentality, we cannot enjoy Bhagavatam. We cannot enjoy devotee association. In the devotee association also, we will have our pick and choose business. Hey, this devotee is good, that devotee is good. Man, wherever you go, same devotee, same samsara dava, same Guru Puja, same Bhagavatam, same Hare Krishna mantra. How does it matter? The same person will be one day, he will be good, one day he will be bad. It is all because of the dushta mana. Mind should never be there in between. So, I think, then finally, seva katha rasamaho. Seva katha rasamaho. Seva katha rasamaho nitaram pibasva. Seva katha rasamaho means always do seva of Bhagavatam. Bhagavata rasa, Krishna katha. Keep on hearing Krishna katha in some form or other. Everything is Krishna katha. Seva is also Krishna katha. So many different things which is we have to learn from this thing. Chitraketu very gracefully accepted. That is why Lord Shiva is telling that you please learn from him. Everybody, all of you, please learn from Chitraketu that how to accept unfavorable situation and still be grateful to Krishna and everybody involved in that. That is more important. Parishut Maharaj got Bhagavatam because of that. Bhishma Dev got Krishna's darshan because of that. Our Dhruva Maharaj accepted and he got Krishna's darshan because of that. Anybody you take, everybody was in unfavorable situation. Prahlad Maharaj was in unfavorable situation. He got Krishna because of that. You see, this is very, very important to note this thing, and that is where we have to see the connection between the previous shloka and this shloka is that as long as you are engaged in service, you don't care where you are being put. Hell or heaven, Narayana Parasavena, Kudaschana, Swarga, Apavarga, Narakeshu. Wherever you put Krishna, I want service, that's all. The moment we get away from service, we are disturbed. So this is where, see, you understand this thing. Duality arises only when service attitude is absent. Service attitude, which Shivaji tells in the 728th verse, the moment service attitude is absent, duality comes. The moment you stop hearing Bhagavatam, duality will come. Oh, I am feeling hungry. Right? The moment you stop hearing Bhagavatam, stop hearing means focusing on Bhagavatam, oh, I am feeling sleepy, I want to go. That will be there. Parishut Maharaj gave up all the dualities. That is why you could sit without any of these things disturbing him. Right? The next thing is service attitude. See, duality arises only when there is no service attitude. But service attitude is lost when we are in contact with the material body. That contact with the material body in this verse we are seeing now. This verse. So that is how the two slokas are very nicely connected. Service attitude lost the moment I think about my body. Ahamama mood. Then what happens? Every material thought creates a material body. So every material desire creates a material body. So we have to come out of this material desire. And that Narayanapara devotees are not disturbed by dualities because they are always engaged in the service of the Lord. So when you are always engaged in the service of the Lord, no material thoughts will come. When no material thought is there, what? It will not create a material body. In other words, mind is creating so many material bodies. Correct? I suppose I want to go to, America. That is a material body created. You understand? Suppose I want to have many followers. That is a material body created. So each of these material bodies are created by your material desires. But if you are constantly engaged in the seva katha, seva sadhu purusham, And then seva kata rasamaho pibatam nitaram pibasva. This is the beautiful thing. So when you are always in material thoughts, material body is created, and when you are in the contact with the material body, you forget the seva, and then you are into the duality, you are disturbed. And when you are disturbed, people surrounding you also will be disturbed. So that is the most important thing we should understand. You have every right to be disturbed, but don't disturb others. Right? You may have every right to whatever you want. I want to cry, roll around thing and cry. But don't disturb people around us. If you want to cry, go to a room and cry alone. Because we want people to cry. I want 10 people before whom I cry. Only then I will get some. If you cry alone, nobody will even know that you are crying. What is the benefit in that? So I think I will cry when more people are there. This is all duality. So this is how we should understand these prayers. It's not this verse. This purport is, or any purport for that matter, is not, it doesn't deserve just 45 minutes or 1 hour. It deserves a whole month. My spiritual master used to say that each sloka in Bhagavatam minimum requires 1 month to at least taste the outer side of the honey pot. Right? Then imagine how much more we have to do. If we can sit throughout the day with this sloka, so many beautiful messages will come. And this is how our sadhu sangha should be. Sadhu sangha should be to enjoy Krishna Katha, more and more. The more you feel that I have not had enough, want more, the more Krishna will reveal to us. That's why, see here, beautiful thing that I will just conclude with this beautiful thing, how this is thing, how to get out of this dosha chintan, no? Beautiful verse this is. Jo toko kanta boye, wo ko de to fool. Very easy to understand, similar to Hindi one, almost close to Hindi. Jo toko kanta boye, wo ko de to fool. Toko fool hi fool hai, wako hai trishul. This is a beautiful statement. I think it is somewhere in Punjabi, or I don't know which language this is, but very beautiful meaning. Jo toko kanta boye means in your home somebody has come and sowed the kanta, seeds of the kanta. So in your garden, kanta will grow. What you will think, hey, why this person is coming and putting thorns in my, sowing thorns in my courtyard. Then what you will do? You will also go and put kanta in his courtyard. That's a normal thing, right? But what he is saying is, wako deto fool. You give full flower to him. In his courtyard, you sow the seeds of flower, beautiful flowers. Now, the second line is very beautiful. Toko fool hi fool hai. Krishna doesn't see what is growing in your courtyard. He is seeing what you sown in others' courtyard. You understand? So, when he sees that because you have sown flower in the other's garden, he will, toko fool hi fool hai. You own what you have sown. Right? As you sow, so shall you reap. So when you sow flower, you will get the flower. Vako hai trishul. For him, trishul. He will put one thorn, he will get trishul. That's how trishul comes and hits us. Both Shiva and Parvati, both of them have trishul. So we have to understand this beautiful message, This is Bhagavatam message. No language barrier. I don't know this language, but this is very easy to understand. Right? Fool and trishul and this thing, kanta, is very simple to understand. So please take these messages in our heart. And anybody who comes and gives something, see the Bhagavatam message is such that Bhagavatam, when you are absorbed in Bhagavatam, you will only glorify, you will only see only good in others. Right? So this is the best message that we should get, that you see good in others. Even if somebody tells bad about someone whom you don't like, try to encourage them by telling good things, not for them, but for yourself. Because when they tell bad about others to us, we will think that, hey, he is in the right track now. He is talking the same language. I mean, he understands my mind. No, he is also corrupted, I am also corrupted. So let's fix our corrupted mind and try to help others also. This is how we should avoid all these unnecessary prajalpas and get into Bhagavatam. When we see that our time is not enough to even to get a little bit of inclination, understanding of the Bhagavatam slokas, Anyanscha dosha gunachintanam asham muktva. Give up all these things, unnecessary things. Just absorb yourself in Bhagavatam. This sequence of service and disturbance is very clear, isn't it? The moment we give up seva, mind gets disturbed. Like the vata ahate vaspadam. Stop here. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Gurudev ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavanda ki jai. Pita Gaur Premanande Hari 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 Bol Vancha Kalpatam. Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavbhyo Namo Namaha. We don't have time for questions, right, Prabhu? Do we have? Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. Maybe somebody can give a mic to him. Questions always help us be more firmly fixed in Krishna's seva.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, many places this is described that when in service, when we are absorbed in the service or when we are in the service of the Lord, then dualities don't disturb us. And then there are many on the practical levels also, but that the experience is also there that the devotees who are absorbed in the service or also have got good way disturbed by the dualities. Sometimes the things which are there in the material world, sometimes devotees who are absorbed in the service also, but at one point of time we have seen that they are sufficiently disturbed by the dualities and then acted in non-Krishna conscious way. So how can we see this in that time? Then
Good question, Prabhuji. Very beautiful question. Actually, our duality lies in seeing service also. We are seeing something as service and something not as service. That is a duality. You understand what I am saying? Something which is favorable for me, we see as service. Something which is not favorable for me, I don't see it as service. For example, even this correcting ourselves is a service. Correcting our own behavior is a service. When somebody is revealing what is in our heart, something in our heart, we rebel, saying, no, I am pure. We don't see that correcting myself based on someone's advice is a service. Like tomorrow is Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's appearance day, right? So his statement is a golden statement. He'll repeat this beautiful thing. The root of it all, please repeat, is humility. Or the due realization, please say loudly, it's a beautiful statement. The root of it all is humility, or the due realization of our ineligibility. If our unfitness for devotional service is revealed to us, either automatically or by the realizations of others, then we are in a position to appreciate the beauty of the lotus feet of the Lord's devotees. You understood? This is the definition of humility. The root of it all is humility or the due realization of our ineligibility. We are all thinking that we are fit, but actually we are not fit. If our unfitness for devotional service is revealed to us, either automatically means by Paramatma reveals it, or by the realizations of others. When somebody comes and criticizes us, that is their realization. For them it is a realization. For me, I say he is criticizing me. Hey Prabhu, you are not doing this all right. That is his realization. So that means Krishna is coming through him to me in the form of criticism. That's what we saw here, cursing. So by the realizations of others, we say that hey, Krishna is coming through this criticism. Krishna is coming through this blasphemy or fault finding. Then we are in a position to appreciate the beauty of the lotus feet of the Lord's devotees. Not even Lord's devotees. Only then we can appreciate the devotees' mercy. This is the thing about service. Now, see, Chitraketu, how he saw, we will understand beautifully. Suppose I am cleaning the floor, Prabhu, right? If I am cleaning the floor with a grudging mentality, I will be thinking, when will this service get over? Correct? But if I am enjoying that service, right? If I am enjoying that cleaning service, somebody will come and say, Prabhuji, there some dirt is there, can you please clean? You will curse that person or what? You are cleaning that part, you missed out something, so he is coming and revealing it to us. So we will have to, hey, thank you Prabhu, I didn't mind to see that, so let me clean that also. Because your job is what? You are enjoying the cleaning service, but you are not waiting for the place to be clean to enjoy it. You understand what I am saying? right? You are enjoying the cleaning service itself. That is when you can become, you will enjoy that service. Now if I say that, no, this is just the same thing, you extend it to your heart. We are cleaning our body. We are cleaning all our things related to our home and everything. But why can't we clean our heart? Why there is so much hesitation to clean our heart? Somebody is coming and tell you, Prabhu, in your heart there is one small thing is there, dirt is there. Can you clean it? That's what he is telling by the criticism. So we just have to take it. Then take it as a service. You get it, Prabhu? So then this is just, I'm giving one example. Why? Because I am having this dosh that I think that I am perfect. That itself is a dosh. So we should accept those. That also is a service. Cleaning is also a service. Cleaning our heart is also a service. Then we will say that, hey, my chanting is cleaning my heart. That is a sadhana. I will keep that thing very, very carefully. Bhagavatam is cleaning my heart of all the anarthas. Then I will keep it very safe. I want to do more. Hey, it is cleaning my heart, like that. So I am not bothered. The duality arises because I try to enjoy the result of the service and not the service itself. You got it, Prabhu? That is where the mistake lies. Because our thing is such that when we keep doing some seva, people will say, oh Prabhu, you are doing a great job. You are meant for this. You are the personified Kirtanaya, you are personified Bhagavad, all these things. Then these things come as dirt inside us. They are not putting, but we are taking it in our heart. Right? Then after that, it all becomes like maintaining the status quo. Because we think that my status is pure devotee. Isn't it? I am telling you, except ourselves, nobody considers us devotee. We are the only ones who think we are devotees. Think over it for a minute. How long will a person keeps calling you and putting garland? Right? So we think for a minute, except ourselves, nobody thinks us as devotee. They will think for 1 minute, 2 minutes. But throughout 24/7, they don't think us, they consider us as devotees. So we have to be careful about this reality and get out of the duality. If you are in reality, you will be out of the duality. Does that help, Prabhu? So everything is a service in this world, Prabhu. Everything is a service. In this world, everything is a service. Right? Reading Bhagavatam is also a service. Speaking Bhagavatam is a service. Practicing Bhagavatam is also a service. Right? Somebody helping us to practice also, if you follow them, that is also a service. So nice. I thought of giving an example, but I will probably reserve it for, I don't know if I can give this example, it will take a little more time, so I will leave it for later. Anything else? Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for your wonderful presentation. Just now you said that we should be relishing this service.
Yeah.
But sometimes, because of many services, our mode is to complete the service, to go for the next service.
Yes.
So in that way, we cannot maintain our consciousness for the service itself.
Right.
So can you suggest some practical measures? Because this is what we daily face.
That has to deal with the time management and our self-management, Prabhu. The thing is, if you prioritize, you prioritize the sevas in such a way, time box it, that, you have to do this seva, then after this service, you will get to the next one, right? So there will be certain things that will need your attention immediately. You should have the judging mentality as to whether which is needs an immediate emergency. Because for us, everything is an emergency means we are not managing time properly or prioritizing things properly, right? So that way we can manage. You see, you take Radhesham Prabhu and all the other wonderful Vaishnavas here. I see everybody as like they are running around with so much services, right? But the thing is, you prioritize it in such a way, like see, when you prioritize chanting, everything else will fall in place. All your other services, you will have even more time to do more, right? And if you, one of the devotees used to say this beautiful statement that if you need more time for service, get up half an hour early. You will get extra time. Don't sleep late, right? Get up early, then you will have more time for seva. So there is always these things, and you should also learn to say no when it is getting too much, or get advice of the seniors. How do I manage these things? Which is more priority? In our thing also, when you are in the IT or any other job for that matter, they will just dump all the services on you. Any bakra mil gaya to they will just put it on your head. Right? So you will not say, oh yes, I will do. You can't tell yes to everybody. And everybody will think that you have, because they are only worried about their service. They will not know that you have so many services. You can honestly reveal your heart. You just say that, Prabhuji, so many services, can I do this tomorrow? Can I do this later, 2 days later? Then they will understand. You see? But there is also one more thing that, if every service comes and I take it, there is also subtle sense gratification is there. I want to do all the service, and I want to be jack of all trades or whatever. That need not be. You may not be able to do certain services, which is fine. That is not a defect. Accepting the defect is not a defect. Not accepting the defect is a defect. You got it? So don't worry. Everything will fall in place. Krishna is giving the service. If you just say, raise your hand to Krishna, you have to manage everything, then he will manage yours. Prabhupada was having so much service to do. Did he ever complain? He adjusted his timing in such a way that he will not disturb others. And this Bhagavatam we are enjoying because he wrote from all night he was sitting and writing. I was discussing with Gauranga Darshan Prabhu in a village. I was there. And we had a nice, very, very nice discussion, very relishing discussion. And he said, Prabhupada wrote Bhagavatam sitting all night, and we are not able to read in the daytime also. This is how, if you go into Bhagavatam, Prabhu, just half an hour you read Bhagavatam, just our chanting you do peacefully, rest everything will fall in place. Automatically. See, when I come, few times before I came, we had a Bhagavatam class. Our Revatipati Prabhu came and told, Prabhu, in the afternoon we'll have Brahmachari class. I said, Prabhu, I have meetings. He called our Ramvilas Prabhu, Prabhu, you cancel the meeting, office meeting. And he was casually telling that out of his thing, but I have to go and cancel. But you don't know that the meeting automatically got cancelled. Vaishnava's words, it came true. So always he is engaged in seva. So he said, cancel the meeting. Before I could cancel, it got automatically cancelled. I mean to say, Krishna will arrange things for us. Don't take shelter of that with your laziness. We should be always focused on our seva. I may be very joyful to associate devotees talk about Krishna because they are very respectful to me. But I will not like doing the service in the office because even if you put your heart and the soul there, they will criticize you, they will find some fault in you, they will not give any reward. But that is where you should understand that you are doing things for Krishna, not for those bosses. If you are seeing Krishna there instead of the boss, then you will not have anything to blame. Parikshit Maharaj saw Krishna, not Sringi there. Right? So then automatically it will be done quickly. Does it help, Prabhu? Don't worry. Krishna will arrange. See, one thing you have to understand is, if you say, I don't have time, tell Krishna, that Krishna, you are time. You manage my time. I cannot manage, you manage. So he can, because he is time, he will slow things down for you. You understand? He will say that, okay, something will get delayed, something will get adjusted. But you, at that moment, when you are doing a service, don't think of the other services. You understand? When you are taking prasadam, do you think of other things like, I have this seva, that seva? You have to enjoy prasadam. Prabhupada, when he was enjoying prasadam, he will never even let anybody come and talk to him. So absorbed in relishing each bit of it. Right? Even if it is Karela sabji, by the way. Right? So enjoy whatever you are doing, rest everything will fall in place. Prabhu, mind in 1 second goes to America and Australia, Prabhu. Right? It doesn't need a lot of time to do seva. Right? Quickly you will get things done. You should just think that if Krishna has given me the service, I will put my heart and soul in it, even though it is not my favorite thing. That is how I should make it favorite. When you see Krishna in that seva, you will see it as favorite. Right? Hope that helps, Prabhu. Nice questions you had. Both are very meaningful, and it was helpful for me also. It's easy to speak, but difficult to practice. Right? So nice. Anything else? We can stop here. Jai Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Srila Gurudev ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnavada ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hare Hare Go, Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyascha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha. Jai.